Everyone's making accessories for the Nintendo Switch 2. Grips, docks, chargers, but my friends over at Genki might have nailed the perfect lineup. They sent me 7 brand new accessories to check out. We've got the Aegis Shield Screen Protector, the Energy Pack battery, a sleek game cartridge storage case, the charging base for Joy-Con 2, an ultra protective zipper carrying case, the minimalist unibody flip case, and a swappable grip case. It's a lot of things, and I'm going to test them all right over here on screen for you. I'm going to show you how they work and let you know which ones are actually worth adding to your setup. Big thanks to my friends over at Genki for sending these over. Let's take a look. The first item that we're going to look at is the Aegis Shield Screen Protector. Now, of course, we know that the Nintendo Switch 2 is super expensive, and you want to be able to protect that as best as you can. There's a lot of items that we're going to unbox in this video, but I think number one is going to be using a screen protector because you don't want to be able to scratch anything on the screen. So I think it's the most important. Now, I already have a screen protector on my Nintendo Switch, but what I like about this one right over here is that it comes with a pretty easy applicator that I've really never seen before. So let's take a look and show you what it's about. So if you take a look on the inside of this right over here, it showcases the instructions, super easy. It comes with some cleaning wipes and it comes with a microfiber cloth in order to get rid of all the dust and everything like that. And the installation is pretty amazing, to be honest. Let's close this up and I'll show you. So essentially what you're going to be doing is taking your Nintendo Switch 2 right over this way, cleaning the top of it with the applicator wipes and the microfiber cloth. And this here is the applicator that snaps directly onto your Nintendo Switch. Look at that. It snaps literally onto that. So it's got this pull tab right over here. And then what you have to do is you have to essentially pull this all the way out, and it literally fits it to a T. And that's always the hard part when applying screen protectors on Nintendo Switch 2s, on your brand new iPhones, all of that stuff, because you always like maybe get it wrong, or maybe there's like a little bubble that happens. No, this is easy. You literally pull this out when this is hugging your unit. You swipe across here in order to make sure that it sticks on correctly. Give it a couple seconds and boom, you're done. Like, that is pretty unique. So hands down, this is the most important thing if you're getting a Nintendo Switch 2 to get. Just make sure you get the screen protector. Next up is the Genki Energy Pack. This is really, really awesome. It's a 30-watt MagSafe power bank, and if you know anything about the Nintendo Switch 2, you know that the battery life for it is less than optimal. Whenever I go on flights across the world, I pack my Nintendo Switch 2, but I also notice that the battery just doesn't even last longer than like 2 to 3 hours, which is pretty bad. But that's okay, because we've got something right over here that will help out with it. This is going to be the Energy Pack. Absolutely love this little thing, by the way. So if you take a look over here, it's got like a little LED screen. If you press the power button on, it'll actually boot up, and it'll tell you right over here what percentage it's at. So you can see it's at like 100% right now. It's got 100% battery power. So it'll tell you that. Now, this is going to be a MagSafe device that you can absolutely use on your iPhone, like so. It automatically attaches to that, and it keeps you charged, which is really, really awesome. Now, using something like this for your phone is great, but using it for your Nintendo Switch is going to be way, way better. Now, this one right over here, according to the back, it says that the Nintendo Switch battery life is anywhere from 2 hours to 6.5 hours. Yeah, right, 6.5 hours, to be honest. I've only seen like maybe 2 to 3 hours on this thing. But of course, with the Switch 2 and this energy pack, you can get anywhere from 6 to 17 hours, which is huge. All right, next up is going to be the Mimic chest right over this way. This is going to be a game cartridge storage case that you can use in order to put all of your Nintendo Switch cartridges in. If you see right over here, it comes with 3 different storage cases, 1, 2, and 3, that we can utilize in order to put our Nintendo Switch games into. Right over there, boom, you can see that each one of these houses 12 spots. So whenever you want to put one of your games inside there, you can easily do so. Very simple. It also comes with like a little protective jacket, so in case you want to make some like customized insert, you can totally do so. This one's actually really good in case you want to bring your entire library in one place. I like that these feel exactly like Nintendo Switch cases, and you can easily just bring your entire library someone if it's physical. So definitely a cool option. All right, here we go. The next item that we have on the list is the dual wield. This is charging grips and a base for the Joy-Con 2 controllers. And this is pretty awesome in case you have plenty of Joy-Con controllers that you have around and you want to make sure that they're charged all the time. So very fun. Let's take a look at it. We'll pop it open and show you exactly what it is. Now, for me, I have a single Nintendo Switch 2, and the only time that I need to charge my Joy-Cons, I put them into the side of the actual Nintendo Switch 2, and then I plug it in. So that's a pretty easy way that everyone charges their Joy-Cons. This right over here is it's a pretty interesting concept in case you have two Nintendo Switch 2s or you bought extra Joy-Cons for Nintendo Switch 2. That's pretty awesome. Right over here is your USB-C to USB-A connector, little charging cable that way. And over here is the base. Now let's talk about this over here. So we have a base, and we have these little guys. These guys are going to be magnetic for the different colors of the Joy-Con. As you can see right over here, it snaps in the right one, and it's blue on that way. It snaps in the left one. Now this is also, it kind of replicates like the little stand that you can use on the Joy-Con controllers, right? You can use this as like an ergonomic grip in order to kind of play like this, which is so much fun. But of course, the thing is though, you can charge these bad boys on this little plate. You can see this plate right over here. It magnetizes straight into there like so. Pretty cool. And then boom, you're done. Look at that. And same thing with this bad boy. You can get the second one going. So you can charge 4 of them entirely. And it looks like since this does have USB-A, you can plug this right into the Nintendo Switch or a wall outlet or whatever, right on the back over that way and get it done. Same thing on the very top of these, it does have a USB-C outlet, so you can charge on the go as well. Actually, pretty cool, I can say. All right, next up, we have the sleeper case, which is one of 3 different cases in this unboxing video. So you guys choose whichever one you feel would be a great way of protecting your Nintendo Switch 2. This is the Ultra Protective Zipper Carrying Case. Let's pop it open and show you exactly what's special about it. Here we go. Super easy box like we've seen before. Let's pop this open. And now I've seen a lot of carrying cases for Nintendo Switch 2. This one is actually pretty awesome. It's pretty hard, and it's got that nice felt covering over this way. So it's got a zipper that you can utilize in order to zip it open, to zip it closed. And as you can see over here, it has that nice felt all the way around. It's got spaces right over here for all of your Nintendo Switch 2 cartridges. You can throw one in there just like so, or you can put all of them in, whatever you want. But yeah, there's enough spaces there for a hefty amount of games in case you like that with your physical copies. But anyway, if you're looking at putting the Nintendo Switch actually into here, boom, it fits like a glove, and then you can close it just like that. Now, while it's closed, of course, you can utilize a zipper to close it all the way through, and then you've got your awesome carrying case right over here. It's got a little strap on the back in case you want to hold it like that, give it some extra, but yeah, I can tell that this is really, really rigid, and I know that I could throw this around and the Nintendo Switch 2 is not going to get damaged. So in case you like something a little bit more thin, and fuzzy, go for it. All right, next up is the Force Field 2, which is going to be a minimalist unibody flip case for the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, of course, I said earlier we have 3 options of cases. Let's take a look at this one and see exactly how we think of it, right? So popping this open, this one's going to be a little bit more of like a grip, more of something that you put on your Nintendo Switch 2 and you play through it. So let's take a look. So this is going to be coming in 2 different pieces right over this way. As you can see, we've got some sort of cover that's going to cover it entirely. And then you have this shell right over this way, which will allow you to place your Nintendo Switch 2 into it. I've seen these before with other companies, but I think that the cool thing about this is that it does have these hinges for the Joy-Con controllers, and that's pretty amazing. The back also has some sort of MagSafe that if you do end up buying the energy battery pack right over this way, it does lock onto it like a magnet. So that's a great way of kind of sneaking in some storage over here. Yeah, so let's take a look. Right over here, boom, boom. We can put that right on in to our Nintendo Switch. Take a look at all of this, and it snaps just into place like that. Same thing with the Joy-Con controllers. They snap right in, boom, boom, you're all set. So this is something that you can easily play through, and this is not so thick that you can't put it in the Nintendo Switch 2 dock. So it is dockable as is, and it even leaves space for the kickstand that you can play on through with it. So I think this is legit. Like this is a very, very awesome little Switch case right over here that you can kind of play into. And if you're looking at potentially bringing this over, throwing it into a backpack, that's what this piece is for over here. So literally you just cradle that into it, and then boom, all you need to do is snap it into place, and there you have it. So that is going to be it being snapped on in, and you can see that it is nice and easy when it comes to it. It looks great. Like it's a really cool, sleek idea, and it will probably protect it from a lot of like drops and everything like that. Yeah, it's a cool option for sure. All right, lastly, of all of our Nintendo Switch 2 cases, we have the Attack Vector right over here. This one is going to be a swappable grip case for Nintendo Switch 2, depending on how big your hands are. And like, I've got gigantic hands, so me playing with handheld mode is not that comfortable. But this can definitely help out with that. Let's take a look. So here we go, the Attack Vector. This, man, this thing is cool. For sure. I took a peek at this bad boy and I saw it and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Okay, right off the bat, we've got some positioning pads. I'll show you what those are going to be a little bit later. But as we can see, we're going to get rid of these little blocks here. This is the gimmick of what exactly it is. These are like little pads that you put on the side in order to get more ergonomics with people that have bigger hands. And I absolutely love that. So here is our Nintendo Switch. What we're going to do is we're going to put this right directly on it, just like so. Oh, hold on. There we go. Boom, boom. And easy on. Done. Okay. Snap that right into place. This one is also easy on, just like that. Snap it into place there. So simple. And now it also comes with a protective back that has an opening for a kickstand, and it has the MagSafe on the back, just in case you want to put that wireless charger over there. Now, the Nintendo Switch 2 doesn't have any options for MagSafe charging, but it has that little spot in case you want to put it on there. Sure, maybe in the future there's an update. Who knows? But anyway, this is going to be it. So as you can see over here, this is the grips right over that way. It feels really good. It's a little weighty, but it feels a lot more ergonomic, and it fits literally in the palm of my hand when it comes down to it. So I can totally play Mario Kart or whatever game with these very, very comfortably. Now, if we remove this other piece of foam right over this way, it'll showcase that you can actually bring a couple more of these little accessories on board to change out the size of these grips on the side over there. So you can see over here, there's some little ones in case you have smaller hands, and then there's some jumbo size, which are these guys right over here. So this is an absolute win for me. I love the idea of this. And essentially what you use these little positioning things for, it's just for, yeah, making sure these stick right on there. So they're like little sticky guys that you can just make sure that it like stays into your Nintendo Switch. So yeah, absolutely love this one. So now it's time for my final thoughts on all of these accessories over here. Attack Vector, super cool. I absolutely love this grip because it has the ergonomic little handles, and it kind of doubles as a protector in the back too. So in case you have bigger hands, this is definitely worth picking up. Number one, Aegis Shield. Yes, 100% get this because you need a screen protector for your Nintendo Switch, bar none. And this applicator is the best I've ever seen on the market. Energy Pack, 100%. I would say this is a win. This one is going to be the minimalist unibody flip case. Yeah, this one's great. This one's like a nice little case for your Nintendo Switch, and it's dockable, so you never have to take it off. This is a win in my book, for sure. This one's a sleeper case. Yeah, absolutely like the sleeper case for sure. I think it's great to, utilize with traveling, bringing it anywhere, throwing your Nintendo Switch in an actual case, and it has spots for your cartridges. So this is a win too, in case you're looking for like an actual hard shell case where you could not worry about anything happening to your Nintendo Switch. Switch. This is the dual wield. We mentioned these earlier. I think it's a little redundant right now for my tastes. I don't necessarily have a need for charging Joy-Con 2 controllers, but I do like the idea of it a lot. And the fact that you can just use it on the little pad, charge it later. This is for like multiple Nintendo Switch households where, in case you bought a whole bunch of extra Nintendo Switch 2s and you don't have spaces to charge them and you have everyone utilizing them. So I think there's a very, very niche market for this item. Not for me, but if it's your case scenario where you have extra Joy-Con controller 2s, go for it. This can totally work out for you. And then last but not least is the Mimic Chest. This thing right over here, I don't personally have a big library of physical Nintendo Switch games. I usually buy my games on the Nintendo eShop all digitally, so this is a miss on me, but I can totally see how utilizing something like this and putting all of your games in one spot can totally be helpful for some people. But that's it, guys. Let me know what you guys thought about all of these accessories over here. Which one do you think is the absolute best? Which ones do you think that you want to purchase for the Nintendo Switch 2? Let me know in the comments. And thank you to our friends over at Genki for providing us with all of these awesome units to review for all of you guys. But yeah, you guys have my final thoughts on that. I think a lot of these are great. Some of these I don't necessarily have a use for, but of course, there's people in the world that will always utilize any of this stuff. So guys, let me know what you think. Click on the link in the description so that you guys can get your very own Genki items over here and take your gaming to the next level with all these very, very cool accessories. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.